organs were pretty much shutting down. And I went from a guy who could run 205 miles to a guy who couldn't get out of bed. And the doctors were trying to search what was wrong. That's why I figured out the psoas muscle. No one figured it out. And I hit it by accident.
David Goggins, the name that commands respect from even the most dedicated gym rats. This ultra-marathon machine, retired Navy SEAL, and motivational speaker seems invincible. But even Goggins has a weakness: inflexibility. David Goggins didn't start out emphasizing flexibility. In his relentless quest for endurance and strength, he initially neglected this vital aspect of fitness. The toll was undeniable: muscle tightness, nagging injuries, until a pivotal realization reshaped his approach. Embracing the transformative power of stretching, Goggins discovered its profound benefits.
So I started stretching out 1 hour, hour and a half. The smaller that bump got, the healthier I got. The smaller that bump got, I was like, oh, hold up. But that psoas muscle started getting more and more stretched out, more and more relaxed. And over a period of 5 years, I'm in the best shape of my life right now from stretching out.
His story is a wake-up call for anyone who prioritizes pushing themselves to the limit without considering the importance of stretching. Are you unknowingly sabotaging your own fitness with tight muscles? Discover how Goggins overcame his limitations and how you can use his experience to transform your own workouts. Increased performance, injury prevention, and even mental benefits await, all thanks to the power of flexibility. During the initial phases of his journey, Goggins was singularly focused on pushing his physical limits through relentless running, weightlifting, and calisthenics. The concept of flexibility was an afterthought, dismissed as unnecessary for someone whose goal was to outlast and outperform. Stretching exercises were scarcely part of his routine.
I was like, whatever, stretching, stretching's bad for you. So
you thought stretching was bad?
Yeah,
for
stretch is bad for you, man.
Why did you think that?
I read some article, man.
Goggins believed that every minute spent stretching was a minute lost on the track or in the gym. This intense focus on strength and endurance, while ignoring flexibility, seemed logical at first. He thought that the ability to endure pain and push boundaries was all he needed to achieve his goals. Little did he know, this oversight was laying the groundwork for significant physical setbacks. As Goggins continued to push his body to its limits, the consequences of neglecting flexibility began to manifest. Muscle tightness became a pervasive issue, creating a cascade of problems that hindered his performance. His hips, hamstrings, and lower back were particularly affected, suffering from constant stiffness and pain. These problems were exacerbated by his grueling training sessions, leading to chronic discomfort that could not be ignored.
My organs were pretty much shutting down. And I went from a guy who could run 205 miles to a guy who couldn't get out of bed. And the doctors were trying to search what was wrong. That's why I figured out the psoas muscle. No one figured it out. And I hit it by accident. So I've missed 2 days of stretching out in 5 years. And so what happened was all the I did to myself, the stress I was under, physical, mental, all kind of it just choked me out from the inside.
The tightness in his muscles reduced his range of motion and made every step more laborious than the last. Without proper flexibility, his body couldn't absorb the stress of his intense workouts, making him more susceptible to injuries. This resulted in recurring physical issues, from strained muscles to joint pain, that interrupted his training and competition schedule. Goggins found himself in a vicious cycle of pain and recovery, unable to maintain the relentless pace he had set for himself. The turning point for Goggins came when he realized that his physical issues were not merely obstacles to be endured, but signs of a deeper problem that needed addressing. He began to understand that neglecting flexibility was not just a minor oversight, but a fundamental flaw in his training regimen. This realization was a game changer. Goggins decided to incorporate stretching into his daily routine, dedicating significant time to flexibility exercises. He started with basic stretches, focusing on areas that caused the most trouble, such as his hips, hamstrings, and lower back. Over time, he expanded his routine to include a comprehensive set of stretches designed to target all the major muscle groups. By integrating stretching into his training, Goggins experienced a dramatic improvement in his overall physical condition. The chronic pain and stiffness that once plagued him began to subside, replaced by increased mobility and a greater range of motion. Stretching not only helped him recover from injuries, but also enhanced his performance, allowing him to train harder and more effectively, without the constant fear of setbacks. David Goggins' journey highlights the critical importance of flexibility and stretching in a fitness routine. Let's cover some of the key benefits. Number 1 is injury prevention. Stretching increases joint range of motion and muscle pliability, reducing the risk of strains, sprains, and other injuries. Goggins learned this the hard way, experiencing numerous injuries due to his initial neglect of flexibility. Number 2 is improved performance. Flexible muscles generate more force and move more efficiently, enhancing strength, speed, and endurance. Goggins found that adding stretching to his routine allowed him to train harder and longer with less fatigue. Number 3 is pain reduction. Regular stretching alleviates chronic pain and muscle tightness by increasing blood flow and reducing tension. Goggins experienced significant pain relief once he began a comprehensive stretching routine. Number 4 is mental benefits. Stretching promotes mental relaxation, reduces stress, and helps with focus through deep breathing and present moment awareness. Goggins found stretching provided a necessary balance to his intense training, offering moments of calm and introspection. David Goggins emphasizes the importance of a well-rounded stretching routine to address the areas most prone to tightness and injury. Here are some key stretches he recommends, along with a few from other sources, each targeting specific muscle groups to improve flexibility and prevent injury. Hip flexor stretch. The hip flexor stretch is essential for anyone who spends a significant amount of time sitting or engaging in activities that involve repetitive hip movements, such as running. Tight hip flexors can lead to lower back pain and decreased mobility, affecting overall performance. Begin by kneeling on the floor. Place your right knee on the ground and your left foot in front of you, creating a 90-degree angle at both knees. Slowly push your hips forward, keeping your back straight and your core engaged. You should feel a gentle stretch in the front of your right hip. Maintain this position for 30 seconds, ensuring that you do not overextend or cause discomfort. Return to the starting position and switch to kneeling on your left knee, placing your right foot in front. Repeat the stretch on the other side. Perform 2 to 3 sets on each side. Hamstring stretch. Stretching the hamstrings can alleviate tension in the legs and lower back, which is particularly beneficial for runners and those who engage in activities that involve a lot of leg work. Sit on the ground with one leg extended straight in front of you and the other leg bent, with the sole of your foot against your inner thigh. Lean forward from your hips, keeping your back straight, and reach towards your toes on the extended leg. Hold the stretch for 30 seconds, feeling a gentle pull along the back of your extended leg. Repeat the stretch with the opposite leg. Perform 2 to 3 sets on each side. Quadriceps stretch. This stretch helps to prevent injuries and improves flexibility in the quadriceps, essential for maintaining healthy knees and optimal leg function. Stand on one leg and hold onto a wall or chair for balance if needed. Grab your opposite foot and pull it towards your buttocks, keeping your knees close together. Hold the stretch for 30 seconds, feeling a stretch along the front of your thigh. Perform the stretch on the other leg. As with the other stretches, perform 2 to 3 sets on each side. Calf stretch. Stretching the calves can prevent issues like Achilles tendonitis and improve overall lower leg flexibility, which is crucial for runners and athletes. Stand facing a wall with one foot in front of the other. Keep your back leg straight and your heel on the ground, bending your front knee towards the wall. Hold the stretch for 30 seconds, feeling a stretch in your calf. Switch sides and repeat the stretch with the other leg, performing 2 to 3 sets on each side. You can also perform another exercise to stretch the calf muscle by using a doorway and placing the bottom of your foot as flat against the inside of the door frame or wall as possible. While keeping the knee locked, slowly pull your hips forward and hold the stretch for 30 seconds, performing 2 to 3 sets on each leg. Lower back stretch. This stretch helps reduce lower back pain and increases flexibility, essential for those who engage in heavy lifting or spend long hours sitting. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Gently pull both knees towards your chest, wrapping your arms around them. Hold the stretch for 30 seconds, feeling a gentle pull in your lower back. Perform 2 to 3 reps of this stretch. IT band stretch. Stretching the iliotibial or IT band can reduce tightness and pain in the outer thigh, common in runners and cyclists. To perform this stretch, stand with your left leg crossed over your right. Lean to your left side until you feel a stretch along your right outer thigh. Hold the stretch for 30 seconds, then switch sides and perform 2 to 3 reps per side. Compound lower back exercise. This next exercise set comes from a Tai Chi loosening routine and is great for helping to decompress the spine and loosening the scapula and shoulders, as well as gently stretching the hamstrings. Stand with your feet just slightly farther than shoulder width apart. Bend forward from the waist, keeping your knees slightly bent, and allow your arms to dangle naturally. Be sure to relax your neck muscles to allow the weight of your head to help stretch your back and lower spine. It's also very important to keep the weight in the center of your feet throughout the exercise to avoid losing your balance. With the movement originating from your lower back and waist, gently move your upper body forward and backward as if you are painting the ground with your fingertips. Concentrate on feeling the stretch and decompression in your lower back and spine, and release and relax your shoulder blades and neck. Strive to have your hands move parallel or slightly past your ankles on the backwards portion of the movement. Start out with 10 repetitions of each movement forward and backwards. Breathe naturally and focus on releasing and relaxing the joints, especially as you exhale. Once you've completed 10 brushing movements, return to the neutral starting position. Gently rotate your lower spine back and forth for 10 repetitions on each side. This will change the height of your hands to the floor in an alternating fashion. But don't make the mistake of initiating the movement from the arms. The movement must originate solely from the rotation of the spine and lower back muscles. For the next movement, return to the bent-over, neutral position. And as before, initiate the movement from your lower back, but this time turn your torso from side to side so your hands brush past the outside of your feet. It's very important to keep your legs, hips, and tailbone locked in place throughout this exercise, which will really maximize the opening and stretching of the muscles and tissues surrounding the lower spine. Perform 10 repetitions on each side, and then slowly stand back up starting from the lower spine as you focus on each vertebrae stacking into place as you stand up until your posture is fully erect, and exhale. If need be, you can return to the standing position in between each exercise. Also, it's vital you perform the exercises gently and don't force or overextend the movements. To truly reap the benefits of flexibility and stretching, a daily commitment is essential. Just as Goggins made stretching a non-negotiable part of his daily routine, dedicating specific time each day for stretching can create lasting improvements in your physical health. Consider scheduling your stretching sessions at the same time each day to build a habit. This could be first thing in the morning to wake up your muscles, during a lunch break to relieve midday tension, or in the evening to relax and unwind. By making stretching a regular part of your daily schedule, you ensure that it becomes an integral component of your fitness routine, rather than an afterthought. The benefits of stretching are cumulative. They build over time with regular practice. Consistency is crucial to achieving and maintaining the increased flexibility, reduced pain, and enhanced performance that stretching can provide. Skipping days or performing stretches sporadically will not yield the same results. Just as Goggins learned to value consistency in his rigorous training, you too should prioritize regular stretching sessions. Even on rest days or days when you don't engage in strenuous exercise, taking a few minutes to stretch can help maintain your flexibility and keep your muscles supple. Aim for at least 10 to 15 minutes of stretching each day to see noticeable improvements in your flexibility and overall physical well-being. It's important to remember that one size does not fit all when it comes to stretching routines. Personalizing your stretches to address your specific needs and problem areas can make your routine more effective and beneficial. Identify the areas where you experience the most tightness or discomfort. For instance, if you spend a lot of time sitting, you might focus more on hip flexor and lower back stretches. If you are a runner, hamstring and calf stretches might be more critical for you. Goggins tailored his stretching routine to target the areas that were causing him the most pain and limiting his performance, and you should do the same. Listen to your body and adjust your stretches accordingly. It is also recommended that you consult with a physical therapist or fitness professional to develop a personalized stretching plan tailored to your needs. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.